I'll definitely check it out.
Okay.
I need one
What
of those
day?
forms too.
Yeah, they're always trying to
Is that the
find
mileage?
good Mexican
No.
food.
Oh, never mind.
No,
It's
I
hard,
can do
we
that.
went
Okay, you
to,
can't get me that.
What date would you like?
It's
I don't know, I can,
It's like,
Tracy did.
we went to Virginia,
Oh.
and literally in the condo we were
didn't
in, that complex.
Yeah, I guess
they
maybe
had
that is
Mexican
Tracy.
restaurant
Yeah.
In the complex,
She just told me.
and it was
Friday.
legit Mexican food, I mean, it was authentic, it was good, they had their homemade hot sauce, which I had to have.
Okay.
And they actually sent me home with 2 bottles of it, I'm like, how much oil? Yeah, they're like, don't worry about it, I'm like, okay, perfect.
Yeah, maybe Mexican
Everybody's
food
sucking
again.
it.
Yes.
It was very good,
Yeah, I make Mexican food.
so, that and Italian,
I'm not coming.
I make a lot of Asian.
we do that too.
I'm
You're
gonna
frying the
call,
chicken?
give them a minute.
Yeah.
Nice, so
Start cancel.
When I do go to Subway, I put it on a tab under Russell's name.
And don't tell them.
Is that how it works?
Maybe I should start doing
Worked so
that.
far.
Really, maybe
Yeah,
we
I'm
should
gonna
all
sign
do
up under
that.
your name then.
It's worked so far, he says.
Doing that. Russell said,
He'd pay it.
He'd just pay it.
Yeah,
or
alright.
Martha would.
Yeah, right?
Russell, what have you been eating there? Man, we owe $200 this month.
I guess 6 o'clock though.
Okay, we have 6 o'clock, let's start the meeting.
Councilmember Curcio,
Here.
Councilmember Prosser. Here. Councilmember Serena,
Here.
Councilmember Wilbur,
Here.
Supervisor Barney is absent.
Okay, let's move to the pledge.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so it looks like my New York class presentation is not here. So she did call me, but I read the voicemail, it wasn't anything about it wasn't coming, but I'll give her a call tomorrow. But that presentation is about a better way to invest our funds to earn more interest. There's a lot of municipalities that do this. I found out like the Village of Plaskey's been in this for over 20 years.
Oh.
It's pretty safe investment, so, I found out accidentally about her, cause my sister works, she's on the town of Richland board, my other sister's a village clerk, and they were telling me about it. Never heard of it, so I'll call her back and set up, another meeting. The Imagination Library picture is canceled because Dan isn't here, so I wanted to wait until he's here, and also I was gonna leave, they are presenting to the town of Claremont board tonight, and I was gonna be part of that presentation, but Dan's not here, so we'll do that next time. So it says greeting here, so I'll say greeting, and there's, I guess he always says there's water, I don't know if there's water, but there's agendas on the table. Okay, so everyone had a chance to look at the minutes? Any questions? Well, first we should have a motion.
I'll make a
No, you're
motion.
doing it right.
No, technically, it's usually a motion for a second and then discussion.
Oh, really?
That's what I know.
Oh,
Motion?
Motion
Second?
to,
I second.
Okay, discussion about the minutes. Everybody good with them?
I was good.
Okay?
Do a roll call now.
Yep.
Curcio,
Yes.
Prosser. Yes. Serena,
Yes.
Wilbur.
Yep.
No, it might be me, it's a little different. Okay, journal entries. So need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the journal entries for May.
I'll second. Mary did it first, you did.
Do I do the roll call and then discuss? Okay. Curcio,
Yes.
Prosser,
Yes.
Serena,
Yes.
Wilbur.
No, you do the roll call after we discuss.
Oh.
It was in the discussion. Okay? So I need a motion to approve the highway bill, or the audit of town bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Okay, roll call,
Curcio,
yes?
Prosser,
Yes.
Serena,
Yes.
Wilbur.
Aye.
Okay, old business, any update on the noise ordinance committee?
Just that we'll be having a meeting on, Thursday this week.
Yep. What time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, okay, here in this,
Mhm.
has it been announced, like people know?
Yeah, I've got,
You've had, yes, okay, great, okay,
I still have to contact Pat Rice, I'd like to make sure that she's here. Pardon?
I will not be there, anyone else Thursday. I have other engagement.
Are you going to establish like a set date
That would be nice.
moving forward, or
what'd you say?
are you going to
Set date.
establish like a set date?
Right.
I think we talked about that, we need to do that. Do you wanna do that now?
Or do you wanna talk about that at the meeting on Thursday, and you guys can come up with?
Well, really, yeah, that's probably the better thing to do, is at that meeting, talk about it when the people are all there. We talked about this, you can't guarantee that everyone can be there. But if you set the meetings up,
Far enough in advance.
that people get it on their calendar, you make sure someone's taking minutes, or notes. And then if people miss, it's really on them.
Or set it for a certain day every month, like
Right.
what
Yeah.
Planner does.
Yes.
You put it on the calendar.
yeah,
Can't
I
make
have
it, can't make
to
it.
look to see what's available on a regular basis.
It's tough.
Okay, can you do that, Fred?
The worst it can be is wrong and we'll have to change it.
So you
Well,
make-
if
No.
Jen gives you, can you print out the calendar for Fred for that meeting that night? For like May, June, or June, July, August, you know?
I can see what's on a regular basis, cause there's one code and schedule around Joe's meeting, you know, other things.
So you're gonna have to
Board
figure out when
department,
everybody else can go
board
anyway,
meeting.
correct? So if you guys can figure that out, tax Patty.
It's already planned though, right? Everybody knows about it.
This next
Thursday.
meeting,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
but
Yeah,
what
just-
what I would suggest is that the next meeting, talk about with everybody in the room, and if you come up, if you all agree on a date that works, that's
I know
Patty.
when it
Yeah,
is.
the biggest problem we would run into is when we had, if we had it the Thursday following the town board meeting, if it happens to be the third Thursday, okay, that's also court night. And that presents a problem.
I get that, so my suggestion is,
Mondays are pretty clear across the board.
Except for the last one of the
Except for the
month.
Monday of the month.
I got that one.
Right.
if you
Oh,
have the calendar,
Fridays are clear, generally.
So
If
bring
you
the
have-
calendar with you.
if you have the calendar from the town
Yeah.
clerk,
I'll get
Of
what I have.
June,
Schedule.
July, August, then give it to Fred to take to the meeting and have that in front of you. You may not get the same Monday, or you might be able to get the same Monday every month, but figure out your meetings ahead of
You
time.
can at
Yeah, I know
least schedule
several
like
times.
3 months at a time or something.
You should,
Yeah.
yeah, so people can plan.
Several times Monday's okay, if you get busy, okay. Couple of entities that, do things on Monday, okay, Little League, football.
Yeah, I'm just saying, get your meetings set up, not everyone's gonna be able to come, but at least if you have them set up, and make it so people get it on their calendar, and at least they can come to some.
I was just
Okay.
gonna say the same thing, I mean, I'm part of Little League and I'm here.
Yeah.
So, they can make it work.
Just schedule them ahead, okay? Okay, New Haven Cleanup Day, so I wanna say, I think it's only the second year. No, I'm right here. Old business, still, New Haven Cleanup Day.
No, I'm just reading
Oh.
through it, I had a question about that.
Okay, well,
Don't worry about
that's
it.
it. So the New Haven Cleanup Day, we had 3 roll-offs this year, cause last year we had 3 and we only filled 2. Not only did we fill all 3, people were very, very thankful, very happy with how it worked. We also did get, and I took a picture of 10 or 12 mattresses, which at this point, every mattress is $15 to return to the, whatever place they take them to. I've already talked to Bob for next year, that we'll figure out a system where we'll have a couple of trucks, right, Bob? And we'll have guys go around and pick up big stuff. But I do know, I forget the name of the couple that was talking to Dan, they were extremely thankful, so I think it went really well this year. So it's just gonna get better every year.
The other thing, while I was up here, okay, I watched the crew work for about 2 hours. Give your guys, kudos,
Yeah,
okay, they did a great job.
Yeah, they did good.
How many dumpsters?
3, full.
Again?
Last year we only filled 2, this year we filled all 3.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
The other thing too, I just wanna note that, Dan was up here early and actually bought donuts for all the guys, so I wanna pay attention to that better next year, that to be that thoughtful, I think is really important when you're here, you know, on your day off, helping, so. Thank you, Dan, for, thinking about that. Bob, you have any suggestions or any feedback from the?
Not right now, the mattresses that I got, we took them back already.
Yeah.
Comes a little, almost $300 we got.
Yep. Yep, I get
Better than
that.
me picking them up alongside the road, I guess.
Mhm.
I just think, for me, it's a good way to give back to taxpayers and let them know, you know what I mean, that they get something for what they paid.
Yeah, when the county changed that, they'd be dumping them on the road.
That's correct. See, they didn't used to charge, but I know I think in Oneida County, they were charging when I talked to Canada in another town, but, so, I don't know what the deal is, I don't know if it's the contents and the mattresses, or,
Something, yeah,
yeah.
toxic. I mean,
Okay, new business. So we have resignations of certain people. The first one I have is, it's the planning board secretary. Wants to resign. Says, please accept this letter as my official resignation as planning board secretary for the town of New Haven. I will hold this position until a replacement is available. I would also like to notify you of my interest in becoming a planning board member or an alternate. I don't know if you can really refuse someone's resignation, but is there any questions about this?
I guess my question is she already on the planning board?
No, she's the
She's the
secretary.
She's just the secretary who's not a member of the planning board.
Correct.
So that brings up my question.
Go ahead.
She's willing to commit to be on the planning board.
Yeah, we're gonna approach that after we do all the resignations.
Okay.
Wanna talk about it then?
Yep, sure.
Okay, so, need a motion?
I'll make a motion, we accept Betty Jo Cronk's resignation as the planning board secretary.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Crucio,
Yes.
Crosser,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Wilbur.
Aye.
Okay, then Cindy Geibel would like to resign as a planning board member. I'm writing to request a change in my planning board position. Well, she wants to resign effective 5/22, we're gonna make it 5/29 or 5/31, and I'll talk about that in a minute. In which I then request filling the vacated secretary position left by Betty Jo Kronk for the remainder of the term. Before you say, make a motion, I just wanna explain that the the bookkeeper sent us an email to make the finances work. It's best to have them all resign by 5/31 and then make the new appointment 6/1, okay? So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
roll call,
Crucio,
yes,
Crosser,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Wilbur.
Aye.
okay. Planning board, alternate, I would like to express an interest in moving up from an alternate on the planning board to the New Haven Planning Board, that's separate. I've been an alternate on the New Haven Planning Board, and this is she is resigning as the planning board alternate, effective 5/31, Sumian Tyke. Need a motion,
Make a motion.
need a second,
I'll second it.
roll call,
Crucio,
yes.
Crosser,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Yes.
Wilbur.
Aye.
So from my understanding,
So now comes
Wanna
the
do a
appointment,
change?
so they wanna flip flop.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm gathering from this is that the secretary wants to be on the planning board, the person on the planning board now wants to move to secretary. They basically wanna switch positions.
and the planning, and,
Alternate wants to be a full-time member,
Yes.
and the secretary wants to be the alternate.
Exactly.
yeah, so we're gonna do it one by one.
So,
You got that all straightened out?
yes.
Rebecca,
Alright.
you good? You look
Well,
like you
has
got-
anyone else expressed interest in?
There hasn't been an advertisement really, other than,
There has not.
Okay,
So
Does the attorney think there should be?
I think there should be.
Okay,
instead of just
I mentioned
flipping
that.
positions and having an
Okay,
actual,
we
okay,
can table the appointments then.
okay.
Does that leave us without anybody?
No?
No, they
Okay,
stay.
Cause they stay until
Right.
the 31st
Right.
anyways.
No, it's okay. because right now we
Because
only
I-
accepted the resignations as of 5/31.
And, yeah, I would want to see if anyone else was interested as opposed to just rotating.
Sure.
Um,
Sure, I did mention that, but the feedback I got was you could do this.
Okay, and you can't, I think it would be a good idea to see if anyone else is, although I think the last time this came up, we didn't really have anyone other
We
than
generally don't, but you never know.
Sue Ann was, I think, the only one interested in being an alternate at that time.
So
The
we have to have,
secretary of the planning board can be
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
full-time position, if you will.
Mhm.
It's a lot of detail, and quite frankly, a lot of counseling afterwards. Okay, did you mean umpty squat, okay, when you said this? You know, so,
Mhm.
well, the attorney reviews the minutes, correct?
Mhm.
Before they get publicized, and just let me mention here while I bring this up, or we're talking about, one thing I think I mentioned is in the minutes, in our packet from now on, I would like the planning board minutes to be included in our packet. So we get minutes from our meeting, you know, we get town bills to audit, and that, I think it's a good idea, the board always gets a copy of the planning board minutes so that we can read and be better informed. You know, because sometimes we're at some of the meetings, sometimes we're not, but in order, and just in case to be prepared for any kind of discussions, I just think that the planning board minutes should be included in our packet. I've seen that at the Palermo Town Board meeting and some other things, I just think it'd be a good idea.
Well, that might have helped too tonight with the decision.
Sure. Sure, but I'll, oh, you want this? Here you go. You're welcome. This is from my purse, so you know I'm taking my pen, you know. Oh, I took your pen? Oh, I'm sorry.
So we
Sorry.
have to advertise and,
So you're gonna advertise for a planning board secretary?
Do we just put that on the website, or do we advertise it?
I think you're gonna have to put it in the paper now if you advertise it, because it's gonna,
to be both.
so you're gonna advertise for a planning board secretary, a planning board member, and a planning board alternate.
Because there was,
And then if no one is interested, then we'll go ahead and,
How long do you want this for?
I say that,
We got
because,
a meeting tomorrow night.
well,
Well, they're still there.
yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
but
because
only
it's-
to the 31st.
Right.
Well, that means we also have to set up an interview committee.
correct.
then.
you're gonna have to let them know that it's the 31st,
Well,
We will.
and then you
Satisfy,
don't accept
uh,
him until,
accounting.
I mean, Betty Jo, I gotta see.
Today's 21st.
I think Betty Jo says that she'll hold her, I can't speak, hold the position until a replacement is available,
So that's good.
so,
I'll talk to them.
So if we make it the 31st, if we were to advertise tomorrow, today's the 21st, for a week. So it would go from Wednesday to Wednesday, that's a week, which should be ample time.
I'm not
And
sure
then-
we can get it in the paper that fast.
yeah.
Well, and then you also have to think we have to have an interview committee
Right.
before
You're
the
gonna really be talking
31st.
into June or July,
Right, so
so maybe
Maybe the
that would,
appointments through the end of June, maybe?
I would do that, I
Well-
would do through the end of June.
you have to ask them if they're willing to wait that.
Well,
long.
yeah, you do, sure,
I mean,
but we also have to accept their resignation letter too.
Sure.
two of them don't have a time frame.
Right,
And I think
Cause they were under the impression that they can just switch things around.
so I can talk to Cindy, just stay on until we set up the interview committee. So now I need an interviewing committee.
For filling an appointed position, do we have to advertise in the paper, or is just our website sufficient? The reason I ask this is the price of poker has gone up significantly for the ads, and it's, you know, if we're out there witch hunting for three people and have three different ads, and we do that 3 or 4 times a year, we've already bypassed our budget.
Well, it'd be one ad with three people.
Right,
Yeah,
It'd just be one ad.
yeah, and I don't know, I mean, how often are you advertising for people throughout the year?
Well, what I've learned recently, that advertising through the Post Standard for a job is way more costly than just a legal notice in the
Gotcha.
paper.
Well,
For a
I,
meeting.
I would
But
say,
it goes to a different department, and it goes on the website for 30 days, and it goes in the paper every week, for 30, you know, for the
that
next
part,
month. So it costs hundreds of dollars versus $30.
I think in order to be fair, if you're going to say, if you wanna save money and not advertise, you switch. But if you think the priority is to advertise that we're an equal opportunity employer and we wanna do it the right way, the cost part should not be the most thing about it. Putting it on the website for a week is not gonna get you a pool of people.
No.
So if you're gonna do the labor to have an interviewing committee and someone to set that up and make phone calls, you should advertise, because I don't consider that fair just to people, just to put it on the website. How many people really go to the website, right? I don't know, but people do read the paper. Advertising is tough. Do people go to the website? Do they read the paper? Do they look at a Facebook page, you know?
Can you put in an ad, New Haven has openings at various times throughout the year for planning board members. Please check the website on an ongoing basis or something, so that people could see that.
Who's gonna remember that?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember.
no, I'm not gonna
That's-
remember that
and
either.
that's a second step. Like you're seeing that and you're looking at
You'd almost
that
have to
and
post that
go,
like every month.
Yeah. And
I just think if you're gonna
do.
do the labor involved, if you want a pool of candidates, if you wanna do the labor and do it well, you should advertise on paper. It's a board decision, or if you don't wanna spend the money, and you don't think that's a priority, that you're not gonna get back what you think you should, then you agree to do the positions that these people want to do.
Here's the thing, that's where we're gonna find out.
Right,
That's where
you
we're
have
gonna
to
find out.
advertise.
If we don't advertise, then we're not gonna find out if
Yeah,
anybody else
sure.
if we just automatically switch it up, it's just, we didn't give anybody an opportunity.
You're right, so you gotta advertise.
You have your hand up, what are we in this class?
I just know in past, I've seen, we've had better luck with word of mouth than we do with advertising for planning board positions.
I get that,
People that we know will say word of mouth, I've seen that happen more often than not.
but you can't
In past
guarantee,
practices.
okay,
Just as a comment.
sure, but word of mouth doesn't make it fair to everyone, okay? So if I
think what
say,
Jen's saying is both.
No, yeah, I'm just saying,
you can
we
talk,
get more flies for that,
You
know what I'm
might.
saying?
but if someone was interested and you didn't tell them about it,
I didn't see that.
and I didn't, no one told me about it, but if it's in the paper, then it's on you. If you don't read the paper, you don't buy the paper.
Yeah.
So now we gotta do two things, right? We gotta make a motion to advertise this, and then we have to also make a committee up, correct?
I don't think you need a motion to advertise, we can advertise those positions, cause people are resigning, but we do need a committee, and that's what I would suggest we do next. So we need an interviewing committee that's gonna be willing to do, you know, interviews for the planning board secretary, and what could happen is if no one applies, then there won't be interviewing, but we should just set up a committee.
Right.
So I'll need a chair for that committee, and then that committee probably would do the interviewing for the,
So
I
going
don't think
back,
So,
okay,
what's the-
apparently, we've already been into, okay, a planning board member wanting to be secretary, a secretary wanting to leave the secretarial position and become either an alternate or a planning board member.
And the alternate wanting to be permanent.
Mhm.
Right,
So, do we really have to advertise since, because you can't make internal changes? I mean, we couldn't promote for the sake of argument, let's say Bob won the lottery and left town, we couldn't promote, Elvis to be town supervisor of highway? Of course we could.
that's an elected position.
I'm going off of what our lawyer is saying, and if our
Yeah,
lawyer is saying that we
yeah.
should advertise this, then I'm saying we advertise it.
I think if you're, the important thing is,
Andrew.
attorney, are we an equal opportunity employer?
From what has happened as far as input and everything, it's my recommendation that you post it.
Okay.
But we're not equal opportunity because all of these positions, people have to be members of the community.
You're
They
still
cannot
equal.
be from Never Never Land.
Well,
No,
I'm
but
not
they,
saying
no,
that.
but they're still equal, I mean, it's the town of New Haven. It doesn't matter, like, the town of New Haven is the town of New Haven, so you have people in the town of New Haven. If you don't give them the opportunity to step up, then we're no longer equal opportunities
Inside of New Haven.
inside of New Haven.
Technically, the secretary does not have to be from New Haven.
Well, there you go.
Well,
That's
you
all
got,
we
you
want
got
is
that too,
that.
alright.
They can't vote, they don't have to.
So
That's
you
true,
need
you're right.
one person from the board and one person from the planning board to be on the committee, right? You should have a planning board member on the committee.
Sure.
I think it says that in the law.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, it's baseball season, so I'm
What I
sorry,
was
I
reading my
cannot
hand
do it.
about is when Leslie was the attorney and Karen was the secretary and wanted to become a member, they just appointed her a member when the vacancy came open. And then they hired someone else as the secretary.
Yeah, but that's, they weren't flip-flop positions.
But they didn't interview, you know what I'm saying? They
Well,
just,
they interviewed for one position, just not
for the
both.
secretary.
Yes,
They didn't interview for planning board
but
position.
that was one person, and one person.
I'm just letting you know.
No,
that
I know,
that's
I
what they did.
know.
They just let her
But
do it.
they did advertise for the planning board secretary.
Right, cause it needed somebody to do it.
Sure.
Cause nobody was.
Right,
So our
That was
ad is
vacant.
going to say we're looking for a planning board secretary,
alternate and
and we're
member.
looking for a planning board member and a planning board alternate.
Well, before we get there, we need someone from, I'll ask for the planning board, we need someone from this board to volunteer to be on that committee.
I will do
You
it.
gotta go out, Mary.
You'll do it?
I'll do it.
Thank you, Patty.
You just said
Yes,
no.
thank you.
I did
Betty.
say no, but I'm doing a lot of traveling in June, so this is my issue.
Yes.
I don't know that we're gonna get too many interviewees.
This advertisement.
I volunteered, but you gotta catch me in Saskatoon. huh?
Right.
I don't know all about that, I'm getting some, okay, Christine, alright. Okay,
So,
I'll talk to someone on the
thank
planning
you.
board.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So we'll have Patty and then someone from the planning board, I'll work with Jen on the advertisement, and I'll work with her on how long we're gonna do that, okay, and then we'll work on it, okay? Any other questions about that?
Oh, wow.
All set?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Alright.
That's a cool.
Okay, local law number 2 of 2024, establishing a town constabulary. Alright, so what's gonna happen with this is we're gonna have a more detailed meeting about this in the future, and we're gonna talk about this tonight, okay? Dan said before the public hearing, we'll have a meeting.
So are
I
you,
agree with that.
So we're tabling
you're
it?
you're tabling this?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
That's a good call.
Yeah, cause we need more time. I think
Okay.
it's a little rushy. I think it's a little rushy. So, but now that you have a copy of it, make sure you read it.
Mhm.
If we have to I'll talk to Dan when he feels a little better. If we need another meeting before the public hearing, then we'll do that.
Well, yeah, you have to have another meeting
Yeah, we're
to
gonna do that.
schedule the public
Yeah,
hearing.
but I think people need to read this in detail, okay? And get your questions ready. Alright?
Okay, so we'll have a meeting to discuss this.
Correct, with all your questions, so
Okay,
bring your
good,
questions to
'cause I
that
do have
meeting.
questions.
Okay, good. And if you, my suggestion is if you have the questions,
I will write it down.
send them, send them to Dan, he's really done a lot of work about this, and send them to the attorney,
Okay,
so that they can be prepared
So we can have all the
before the
questions.
meeting. Yeah, instead of
Answered.
getting blindsided or not
Mhm.
being sure, if
okay,
you have questions, send them to the attorney and to Dan ahead of time,
okay.
okay?
And then if we need to make changes or anything, then
Correct.
come the meeting, we've got,
Okay.
hey, this is
Alright,
the law that we wanna adopt, and schedule a hearing.
okay.
Okay? Alright. Let me put this in the right file. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Budget modification resolution, green. Okay. Budget modification related to an incentive for municipalities payments from New York State. Whereas the New York State Controller chart of accounts in the past has required the AIM payments to be reported under account code A2750, AIM related payments, whereas per communications from the New York State Controller's Office, the AIM payments should now be reported using a new account, A3001. So, now therefore be resolved that the following budget modification be made to accommodate aforementioned. A2750 AIM-related payments decreased by $19,672. A3001 state aid revenue sharing increased by $19,672. Before we do the resolution, I just want you to know I talked to Tracy about this, it's just a code change.
Right, it's just a number.
It's just a code change because the controller's office is not requiring this. The resolution is to take effective immediately. Okay, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll call,
Tertium,
yes.
Proctor,
Yes.
Sabrina,
Aye.
Wilbur.
Aye.
Are we gonna sign this or something? Something,
I'll fill it out.
okay. Alright, purchase of 2 pickup trucks. Okay, thank you. This is my property.
Yeah, we put on the packet this morning.
Oh,
This morning.
okay, so if you guys wanna look at these right now before we have any kind of discussion. Okay, I didn't check my mail this morning.
No, that, emailed it.
No, he didn't.
To me.
I looked at it
This morning.
Oh, okay.
That's you.
So do you wanna talk about this, Bob? What, how
Well,
this is working?
the sheet you got there for East Syracuse,
Yep,
that's the lowest with the municipal pricing. One is in stock, and the other one is, they can get a hold of it for, and the municipal pricing is just a little bit different. But Basil Chevrolet, that's one sheet, cause both trucks are the same, okay? It's just times 2. And
So are you
that's
asking-
about $500 more with the municipal pricing. And those are the only 2 places I got pricing on because Burris was gonna get involved. They can't get the trucks. Raymores don't wanna be involved. Johnson's don't wanna be involved with municipal pricing. So that's 5, I've got prices from 2 places out of 5. What the problem is, Mary, is getting trucks that isn't loaded for the regular customers. That's where the problem is. They can't get just plain trucks that municipalities want. So this is it that's out there. And you can't order a 25 yet because they don't know what the municipal pricing is gonna be. So it's either this or probably wait till next year.
So my question is, we need 2 trucks?
Yes.
How, did we talk about this in budget season, did this just develop?
No, we got a 21 pickup and the one I drive a 22 pickup. And, there's, people that plow with the guys plow and I plow. And, then they have the one we bought last year, the dually with a box on it for chipping and other work. That don't take a plow.
Okay,
But these are the 2 pickups and we've always alternated before. But because of that accident in 19, the trucks have caught up with each other in the same year here.
So
The
you're
21
trading-
has, what?
you're trading in those 2 trucks?
No, we sell them on auctions,
You sell them on auction?
but they're probably still worth money, good money, because the 21's got 30,000 and mine, that I'm driving only has 20,000. And that's where all the towns try to get rid of them in a couple of years. But the problem is finding trucks that aren't loaded. You don't need loaded trucks for the municipalities, you know what I mean? All we want is, trailer package and the plow package on them, and that's all we want. And Burt wanted to participate, they wanted to sell us 2 trucks, but they can't find us 2.
So when you have these 2 trucks, are they there now that you're wanting to make this purchase right away, or?
One, East Syracuse Chevrolet, if you look at the front of your sheet there, one's in stock. And then you look at the second sheet, it isn't in stock, they can get it.
How soon?
Hopefully pretty soon. But
And then, so in the
And they're-
meantime, you're gonna trade, you're gonna sell them that.
We don't sell them until we see the other ones.
Sure, I get that.
Okay.
So my concern is, where's the money gonna come from?
Out of my fund balance,
Out of your fund balance?
yeah, and then we
You will
replace
reimburse
it,
your fund
we
balance?
put the sale back into my fund balance at the end of the year. We collect the money, we put it into income, and then it goes back into the fund balance at the end of the year. That's what we've been doing in the past, we've been trading or getting rid of them every 2 years. In fact, almost all the towns in the whole state's been doing that now. Because before the governor changed the municipal bid pricing, we had a state bid, and I was buying them same trucks for 31,000, now I'm buying them for 49.
Well, all trucks are expensive now.
No, but I mean, she changed it, so you couldn't buy that package anymore.
Oh,
I bought the 2022 I'm driving, I bought for $31,000.
How much do you expect you'll sell it?
I usually, if you get rid of them right now, probably for 35 to 38,000.
Okay, so we
I'm guessing probably anywhere from 60 to 65,000 I'll get back out of the 99.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's why you do it every 2 years, correct? Because
Yes.
you make more money and be able to put that money back into your fund balance.
And I'm thinking that's one of the reasons why the governor changed that.
You're probably right.
Cause everybody in all the municipalities around the state were driving trucks till they had 20,000 on them. You get such a good deal on them through state bid, and then you put them out on the open market and you get $10,000 more than you paid for them after you drive them for 10 years, 2 years. Now what they have is a municipal pricing.
And that's taken the place of the state bids. So it's still a bid, cause it's state.
It's just
bids.
municipal pricing, that's what all the other towns are going off from, but they just call it municipal pricing, and it's like was a great deal for us before, now it's just, you can not sell them and, drive them for 2 or 3 years and then be rusted out and you won't get nothing for them, and then you'll be spending the $100,000 anyway, so.
Right.
Between a rock and a hard place now, what you wanna do, you wanna get $60,000 back, or do you wanna sell them in a couple of years and get 30 back for 2 of them?
I just wanna know.
Yeah,
That's all
no,
about
that's why I
one.
was explaining it to you.
Yep.
It was, it's still a good deal, but it ain't like it used to be, it's
Well,
changed.
it's like that with a lot of
Yeah.
places, like school districts and all that.
And everybody says, well, I can't believe you can't get trucks, well, no, it's that kind of truck I want, that's not loaded. They have trucks sitting on the lot that are loaded, the municipalities don't want them.
Sure.
They want a work truck, and they make a lot of work trucks, and it's funny that you'd think the average Joe that's got, painting houses and mowing lawns would want one of them kind of trucks.
So we couldn't work with Barrett's, it would be nice if.
The
we
Birds
could
can't
work
get 2 trucks. These are a bigger hub, East Syracuse, and he's confident, the other one they just gotta get in, and one's sitting on the lot right now. But Basil in Rochester, that's where I got him before, but he's a little bit higher.
Okay.
I'd rather deal with Syracuse than
Sure,
all by the Pennsylvania border somewhere.
and so these trucks you're gonna be plowing with them?
Yeah,
And will
Yeah.
the plows that you have fit on these?
no, I sell my trucks with the plows on and get new plows.
So now there'll be an additional expense for plows and also?
No, I always take that out of my leftover paving budget.
Okay. And who do you work with having the plows installed?
Well, I get pricing, but usually I go up the road here to Davis, a mile up the road. Cause then again, they're all pretty close.
Sure,
And if he's a little bit higher, I just go with the procurement policy of the Best Buy. It don't make sense to go to Henrietta to buy
No.
2 plows, so when you get it up the road for $20 more.
well, no, you're generating
Right.
business in our own community, that's if we can.
But I get quotes. And,
Okay.
and the pickups, I went to 5 dealerships. Went to Basil, East Syracuse, Burt's, Johnson, and Raymores.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Okay, I'll need a motion to purchase the 2 trucks.
I'll make a motion to purchase the 2 trucks.
I'll second.
Oh, I thought Mary said she did it. Okay.
No,
You
roll
said
call.
you need it.
No, I don't do it. Yes,
Crosser,
Aye.
Sabrina,
Aye.
Wilbur.
okay,
I just wanna add, I won't,
Yeah.
even if they get my 2 new trucks, we just won't drive them until September, or October, where that's the time of year I get the most money for them.
sure.
I won't go and sell them right away, cause you won't get the money, you will.
Okay. Okay, So the next thing is, ARPA funds generator, this is a bid form?
This is our bid.
Oh, is this the one you did, Patty?
It is, it's all
Oh.
set.
Oh, you should talk about it then, go ahead.
Basically, we're looking for a Generac or equal 48 kilowatt, 120 to 40 volt natural gas standby generator. And this is all included. We're gonna, the awarded bidder will remove all of the existing automatic transfer switch and generator, install the new one. Excavation and restoration is going to be done by the town, correct? That's what, or no?
I think they have a code they have to do themselves.
They do.
Okay.
I don't think we can do that.
No, you
Okay,
can't.
so.
I'm
then
not saying we
we'll switch
couldn't,
that.
I don't
Okay.
think we can.
Alright, so I'll take that out. This is this was kind of in rough draft, so
Okay,
I just wanted to make sure. So they're going to install it.
Right.
And then install a new 400 amp, NEMA, what's that stand for, national something, 3R service rated main transfer switch, and then final tie-in, all the required electrical conduits and cabling. And the price will include all labor, delivery, and complete setup. And then we've got a spot that says if bidding something other than Generac, please provide all spec sheets describing the product being bid.
okay.
Okay?
And then these
This is-
instructions is all to the bidders, what they need to do?
Yep, yep. And what I did was I called City BOCES and got a copy of their bid packets that
Okay.
they put out. So
Yep.
this is a lot of, stuff that you need to include. It includes the, certification of compliance labor relations, so that the person that's doing it has to go by the prevailing wage rate.
Right,
Something we need to make sure we include.
Bob, is that the specs that we have, is that sufficient?
We got just two estimates, and I don't know which one is the best. I'm not an electrician, I don't know that.
Okay,
We got an estimate from Shaver and we got an estimate from Rambo, and they're way apart.
but the technical information we have in the bid, is that correct?
Mhm.
she wants,
The technical information we have in the bid, is that
Is
correct?
that correct?
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
It's the, right there, it's the first page.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we wanna make sure that we're gonna get what we want.
but that's what you
So if we
need.
see any changes that need to be made, we need to make them before we send them out.
Yeah, if you want to be only